This is how we roll. It's the Slating Rink. Building our bankroll. Thanks to the Slating Rink. Breaking down chalk, the way the gawkers gawk. Join Chad every week with his DFS talk. He's turning game stacks into lots and lots of racks. And once you tune in, you will not go back. This is how we roll. It's the Slating Rink.
Welcome into the Slating Rink. I'm your host, Chad Rink. Follow me on the X at Chad Ochorinco. Go to fanstreamsports.com for this show and all the other great content that we are providing. Hey, this is how we roll. It is Saturday, April 11th, 2026. We're going to talk about the evening slate today because the day slate is going to be starting here in a couple hours. So thought about hitting the evening slate for tonight. 7 games. We will bring this up so you can see. 7 games we're looking at. We're going Washington at Milwaukee, Cleveland at Atlanta, San Francisco, Baltimore, Boston at St. Louis, Colorado at San Diego, Texas at LA, and then Houston at Seattle. So I want to make this a quick video. Nothing really, like none of these games really have the weather that like, hey, this is what we need to focus on. Milwaukee's in a dome. Baltimore weather is just fine. 63, 7 miles an hour. That park is a little bit difficult for home runs to right-handed batters. Luckily, there's 2 righties on the hill. Cleveland at Atlanta. It's 82 with very slight wind there. You got Boston, St. Louis, 73 degrees, 8 miles an hour right to left. Colorado, San Diego is probably the best. It's got 65, it's a little bit cooler, but 9 miles an hour out. And then LA is very similar, 66, 10 miles an hour out. Seattle in a dome. So that's what we're looking at. So when I was looking at the slate, there's really only 2 pitchers that I liked. It was going to be McCullers and Castillo in that night game. If you look in here already, I already have them in. And so I thought let's build with those 2 because there's just really no other pitchers that I was super excited about. If you look at it, you know, Jack Leiter is the second most expensive or the third most expensive pitcher on the slate. He was facing the Dodgers lineup. You have Suarez against the Cardinals, which is not bad at 83. And then you just got a bunch of guys that are just guys. Leahy for the Cardinals could be because Boston strikes out a ton, but he's not a strikeout pitcher. But there's just nobody there. So that it's very top heavy. I don't mind Logan Webb either. So, but I went with McCullers and Castillo because I think they probably bring the best combination of strikeouts along with matchup, if you will. And Seattle's a good pitcher park. So let's build with that. And then I really wanted to focus on 3 lineups. San Diego is my favorite lineup of the day. I just think against Ryan Feltner, they can have their way. So that's where I'm going to build my core of 4 or 5 stack. But I don't mind taking a chance on Boston against Leahy. And if those bats come alive, they can be potent. And I don't know how many people are going to be on them. And then also San Francisco against Bassett. Bassett, I'm not a big Bassett guy. And I think San Francisco's got some bats that can do some damage. So let's just kind of look at that. So again, it's early. We're just going on projected lineups. So, you know, this will change, you know, before lock. Make sure you're checking to make sure that the guys that if you set this lineup early are going to be in there. So catcher, I really don't like any of the catching options on any of these teams. Plus, some of these guys may not be in the lineup. If I'm going with it, Furman's not one I don't mind getting to. But I want to start building my core of guys. And if I'm gonna go San Diego, Sheets and Castillo are options that I do like in this matchup. I don't know if they both play. Feltner's a righty, so Castillo may not get the call, but he is 4 for 10 against Feltner in his career. So they probably go Gavin Sheets. He'll probably bat lower in the lineup. So we may hold off on first base. I don't mind Wilson Contreras there, but if I'm going to, let's see what we want to do for line. I do like Arraez at 3,700, and the Giants are one of the teams I don't mind doing. If you're going to do a Padre stack, obviously Machado, Tatis should be in that. I also like Jackson Merrill today on my betting show. I did have him in my home run parlay. So I do like that. So right now it's 34.75. So I'm going to need a little bit of relief somewhere. If I want to look, outfield is always a decent spot to maybe try to find a cheap option that might be batting a high in the lineup. That's why I like to look. If you're looking at like a cheaper value option, try to get somebody that's going to bat maybe like mid in the lineup and is not going to really have much of a pinch hit chance that he gets pulled. So if you're looking at outfield, again, I could open this up to everybody. But I don't mind Bogaerts. Bogaerts has looked pretty good so far this year. We throw him. So right now we've got a 4-man San Diego stack with Machado, Bogaerts, Tatis, Merrill. That is probably going to be the chalk San Diego lineup if people go with San Diego. And I think they will, playing against Colorado, even though it's not in Colorado. And then you're looking at, I don't mind, if I wouldn't mind having one of these lefty bats for Boston against St. Louis with Anthony, Abreu. I would like to get one of those guys in as well. I would probably go Abreu. He has been bad. Well, leaves me 2,500 for catcher, first base. And if I'm staying with these teams as my core that I'm pulling from, that's going to be everybody in this. So Furman could be an option. But that is going to leave. It's going to leave a little bit to be desired in the first base category. So I think what I may look at and see where can I go a little bit different. Is it maybe not put Machado in, maybe not put Tatis in and go different on that San Diego lineup, or just maybe have San Diego be my secondary stack and then go with either the Giants or the Red Sox because it's going to be a little less chalky, I think. We can see. So I'm trying to see like what I think the Giants one might be one that people are not going to go to. And so maybe we focus on that. Let's just get rid of all this right now. If we do a Giant stack, what we're looking at, outfield may be one you want to stay away from. Devers would definitely be in. You got Devers, Arraez, and then I do like Chapman. I would like the left-handed bats with San Francisco. Whoever's starting, that's what I would focus on being in Baltimore. So you're talking Arraez, Devers, Young-Ho Lee. Bailey's a switch hitting catcher. He is batting ninth. So it just depends on where you want to go. Like I just like those are my three that I think I'm going to focus on, and then it's just going to be how I want to do it. So I know Devers is definitely going to be in it. If Patrick Bailey plays, a lot of times with catchers, they may leave them in and avoid pinch hit chances as well. He's only 2,100. That saves you some. Plus, he's a switch hitter. So that gives me 3 so far for San Francisco. And then it's just the outfield spots. If you want to go Lee, that could be one. He's going to be batting lower. He has not looked good so far this year. So maybe if you go a 3-man San Francisco, if you look at Boston, let me see that we got 4,400. So maybe I just like San Diego though. Maybe if we throw in, I do like Merrill. I want Jackson Merrill in for sure. Maybe if we go Tatis, Merrill, Abreu in the outfield, leaves us 3,300 for third and short. So we could do we could do a 3-4 and a 1, a 3-2-3. It just depends on where you want to go at third base. We cannot get Machado, so it would just be a 2-man San Diego stack. We could go 3-3-2 if we wanted to do Boston. Throw Durbin in. I don't mind Chapman. If we want to throw Chapman in there, that leaves us 2,800 at short. That doesn't give us much there. Let me throw Adames and see. So if we try to save $1,300, it just then you may want to look at pitching with McCullers, Castillo. I just don't know where else I would want to go on this pitching slate. I know Leiter would be one I think people will probably stay away from because he is playing against the Dodgers. Suarez has not looked good yet this year, giving up 4 runs in each start. Harrison's not bad. Harrison could be one. I think he could be a pretty popular pick. But at 8,200, if we wanted to get him, I don't mind that. If we take Harrison there, there's a 7,300 for the other pitcher, which I do not. I just don't like any of these guys. I don't really want to go with Leahy. McCullers would be the one because he is much cheaper than Castillo. Castillo's been 84 and 95 pitches. McCullers is probably less. He got 79 and 96 in his first outing. So it just depends who you like better in the matchup. I think I would go McCullers. I think he's got a little bit better strikeout matchup. He's cheaper. And then we just have to save $500 somewhere. And I'm keeping San Francisco as going to be my main stack. So it's got to be one of these outfielders. I like Merrill. So then it's Abreu, Tatis would be the 2. And then I think Tatis is probably the better option to save money on because then you can go Anthony. And then you could have Anthony Abreu out of Boston, Jackson Merrill coming in that San Diego game, and then the 4-man San Francisco stack. If I decided I did not want San Francisco, I do want San Diego. Maybe with San Diego, I just tried to avoid I don't want to avoid Tatis and Machado, but I might be able to avoid one of them. Cronenworth will probably start against a righty. He'll be batting in the cleanup spot. So if I go San Diego with a 4-man San Diego, 2-man San Francisco, 2-man Boston, I can't get to Machado here. I would still have to save $600 somewhere. And, Bailey's going to be a cheap one. I like Devers there. And then I would just say maybe you get off Anthony and just have a one-off Boston, and then you could go Loreno. He's going to be leading off for San Francisco. You could go Sheets. That might be the way I want to go. I think I might want to go 4-man San Diego. I want to target Feltner, and I think that's the way to go. You go 5-man San Diego, and then I'm going to throw in San Francisco and Boston. So I think that's what I want to do. I think that might be a decent lineup. You got 500 left over. If you have a San Diego lineup and not having both Machado, Tatis, and then you can focus on Loreno, or you could go Sheets if you wanted to, if you like his matchup better. If Castillo's in as well, you do that in the outfield. But I do like Bailey. You have 500 to save, so if you wanted to get off Bailey, if Furman's more the guy you would like, you could do that. Then you just have to get off one of the other. If you went there, you would get off Loreno. Have Furman there. You still have your 5-man San Diego stack, and then looking for that last outfielder. Again, I don't like any of the San Francisco outfield bats. So, and then you got guys you can. There's decent amount. You can go Weimer. He'd be going against Harrison. Moniak, if you want to stay in that game, because I'm not a big Herman Marquez guy either. Moniak give you a little bit of power if you like that game as well. So that's what I'm looking at for today's evening slate. You got those pitching options, and then I like those 3 stacks. I'm going to stay off LA, but I do like that San Diego Colorado game. I think Boston can find some bats against Leahy. He is the least expensive pitcher on the slate, and I do like San Francisco going up against Bassett. So that's what I'm looking at for today's slate. We'll see. Again, I won't be putting anything really in until later on this evening. Once we start getting lineups, see where people are slotted. Especially that San Diego game, you've got Feltner's a righty, so I don't know if with Castillo and Sheets and Loreno, with those guys, depending where they're going to line them up, one of those guys could lead off, where they got Merrill. I still wouldn't mind, if you do a Tatis Machado with that could be interesting too. And then maybe get off Abreu as well. But I think that San Diego Colorado game is the one I'm going to focus and have my main stack from San Diego, and then maybe sprinkle in a couple of the Rockies, maybe, because I do like Moniak, and also do like Johnson for them as well. Tyler Johnson, he's only 3,600 on the slate. So that might be it. That might be the way to go, is just focus, just load up on that game, throw another guy in, and just get your pitching down. Because then you can maybe be able to get higher up on the pitching if you don't want to get on Harrison. So, hey, thanks for watching. Check out fanstreamsports.com for all our content. Follow me on the X at Chad Ocho Rinko, or on Instagram at Rinknado. I will, once I make my lineup, I'll try to post on there. I will be at the movies today for my daughter's birthday. We're going to the movies to see Goat. So I'll try to get that in early, but I may not be able to post it. But we will be back probably this evening to go over tomorrow's slate, and then kind of see. I'll try to get on about 11:30 tonight for tomorrow's slate, kind of see where we are on today's slate. Try to get this content out every day for you guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And good luck on your slates today. This has been the Slating Rink, and we will see you next time. Please slate responsibly.
This is how we roll. It's the Slating Rink.